She sat alone on the sidewalk, surrounded by backpacks and memories of war, when a stranger in a luxury suit knelt down beside her. What he whispered next didn't just change her day, it changed her life. This is the story you'll never forget. It was a freezing Wednesday morning in downtown Chicago. The kind of morning where the wind cuts straight through your coat, and everyone walks a little faster just to stay warm. The streets buzzed with energy horns honking, heels clicking, coffee cups steaming. But through the blur of city life, no one noticed the woman sitting silently on the corner of Monroe and Clark. She wasn't begging. She wasn't shouting. She just sat there. Her name? Sergeant Linda Harris, a name once called with pride at military bases across the world. A combat medic who had patched up soldiers under fire, saved lives in the most dangerous corners of the globe, and stood tall through storms most people couldn't imagine. But now, she was just another figure in the background. Another nobody. To the city's rushing crowds, Linda wore a weather-beaten army jacket 2 sizes too big and a faded veteran's cap with worn yellow stitching. Her boots were scuffed, her hands raw from the cold. By her side sat a duffel bag, her only companion patched with an American flag and stuffed with what little she had left, some socks, a toothbrush, a wrinkled photo of her old unit, and memories that refused to fade. She had fought for her country. But back home, no one was fighting for her. Battling PTSD, struggling to hold steady jobs, and eventually evicted from her apartment, Linda had slipped through every crack in the system. She was invisible now, forgotten by the very people she once swore to protect, and just when she believed no one would ever look her in the eyes again, someone did, and that moment would change everything. A sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb, the kind that usually screams power and wealth. The driver quickly stepped out, opening the door with military precision. From inside stepped Malcolm Reed, a name known in boardrooms, business schools, and Forbes magazine. A self-made billionaire, Malcolm was the founder of one of the most revolutionary tech companies in the country. But while his money made headlines, it was his heart that made the real difference. See, Malcolm didn't believe in flashy charity, events, or social media stunts. He believed in showing up quietly, genuinely, and without cameras. No entourage, no security. Just one man, walking through the city he once called home. He often did this, driving through different neighborhoods before sunrise just to stay grounded. It reminded him of where he came from, sleeping on a friend's couch, juggling 2 jobs, and building code late at night on borrowed Wi-Fi. He hadn't forgotten struggle. That's what made him different. As Malcolm glanced down the block, his eyes locked onto Linda sitting alone on the cold pavement. She wasn't begging. She wasn't making a scene. But there was something unshakable in her posture. Like a soldier still standing, even while sitting, he felt it. A tug, a reason. Instead of walking past like everyone else, Malcolm walked over and crouched not above her, but beside her, eye level. Respectful, present. "Ma'am," he said softly, removing his gloves. "I'm Malcolm, and I think we need to talk." He didn't ask what happened. He didn't judge. He just showed up with his ears open and his ego tucked away. What Linda didn't know yet was that this quiet moment would be the turning point of her life. At first, Linda didn't say a word. Her eyes darted sideways, unsure if she was being pranked or pitied. She was used to people avoiding her, looking past her, talking about her, never to her. But this man in a tailored navy suit, he was different. He wasn't standing over her or tossing coins in a cup. He was right there, at eye level, no condescension, no judgment, just stillness. And something even rarer, respect. So she took a breath and spoke. Soft at first, but her voice grew steadier with each sentence. What started as small talk turned into something deeper. She shared the story of how she joined the military at 19. How she treated the wounded under enemy fire, patched up broken bodies and broken spirits, and carried far more trauma than medals. How she returned home expecting a hero's welcome. But instead, she found silence, red tape, and doors that never opened. She spoke of losing her parents, then losing her job, then losing her apartment, one blow after another. Not all at once, but piece by piece, until everything was gone. And Malcolm, he didn't nod absently. He didn't check his watch. He listened, truly listened. His eyes didn't flinch when she talked about trauma. They softened when she talked about sacrifice. Then, after nearly 30 minutes, he asked a question most people never bothered to ask. "What do you want most right now?" Linda paused. Her lips trembled. But her answer wasn't what he expected. She didn't ask for food, or money, or a place to sleep. She looked down at her hands, then up into his eyes. "I just want to matter again," she whispered. And those 5 words? They shattered him. As their conversation came to a close, Malcolm stood up slowly, reached out his hand, and gently helped Linda to her feet. The world around them was still moving fast, cars zooming by, people hustling past, but in that moment, everything felt still. Then, without hesitation, Malcolm reached into his coat pocket, pulled out his phone, and made one quick call. No speeches, no promises, just action. Within minutes, a sleek black car arrived, followed by 2 members of his personal team. These weren't just assistants, they were part of Malcolm's inner circle, the kind of people who knew when he called like this, it meant something big was about to happen. That night, Linda wasn't sent to a shelter. She was escorted to one of the finest hotels in Chicago. The penthouse floor. She had a hot meal waiting, a warm bed, new clothes, a private bathroom. But most of all, she had her dignity back. And that was just the beginning. Over the next few days, Malcolm worked behind the scenes with his foundation. And exactly 1 week later, he made a quiet announcement. No press conference, no flashing cameras. Operation Honor Her. A new program focused entirely on identifying, supporting, and empowering female veterans experiencing homelessness across the country. Guess who he chose to lead it? Linda, but not as a token face on a brochure. Malcolm offered her a real position: Director of Veteran Outreach. The heart of the mission. The same woman once ignored on a sidewalk now had a desk, a team, and a purpose. Linda accepted the role through tears, her voice shaking, but strong. "I served my country once," she said. "Now I get to serve those who were forgotten, just like I was." 2 months later, on a sunny spring afternoon, something unforgettable happened. A small crowd had gathered in front of a brand new building on the west side of Chicago. Red, white, and blue ribbons lined the entrance. A banner read, "Welcome home, a new start for our women veterans." Standing at the center of it all, microphone in hand, was Sergeant Linda Harris, but not the woman who sat silently on that sidewalk months before. Now she stood tall, radiant in a crisp navy blue blazer, wearing a smile that held both pride and purpose. Her shoulders were square, her voice was strong, and her presence unshakable. A bystander, moved by the moment, pulled out their phone and started recording. In the video, Linda gives a brief, heartfelt speech about her journey, how she went from being ignored and broken to becoming a voice for those who felt invisible. Then, with a deep breath and glistening eyes, she cut the ribbon. As the crowd erupted in applause, the bystander uploaded the video to social media with the caption, "From the sidewalk to CEO's right hand, Sergeant Harris is back." Within hours, it exploded. The video racked up millions of views. News outlets replayed it on prime time. Influencers, veterans, and even celebrities shared it with messages of hope, resilience, and second chances. But more importantly, thousands of homeless veterans saw it and realized they weren't alone. Linda became a national symbol of redemption and strength. She now travels the country, speaking at schools, conferences, and shelters, using her story to inspire change and push for veteran rights, especially for women. And to think, it all started with one act of kindness from one man who chose to kneel, listen, and believe. One small act of kindness, one moment of being seen. That's all it took to change Linda's life forever. And maybe, just maybe, this story will inspire someone else to do the same. If this story moved you, don't let it end here. Hit that like button to show your support for heroes like Linda. Leave a comment. What would you have done if you were Malcolm? Share this video with someone who needs to believe in second chances. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more real, powerful stories that prove humanity still exists, even in the unlikeliest places. Because here, we don't just tell stories. We remind the world what compassion looks like.